some Fred guy in some bowling team bragging on you bowling a 300 right here in Iron Lake.
Holy shit, Dexter bowled a perfect game. Imagine, if you will, that Dexter wasn't a demented serial killer. If instead of focusing all of his energy on committing premeditated, cold-blooded murder, he worked on his bowling game. That minor revelation is somewhat profound on two fronts. One, it reaffirms the idea that Dexter clings to things familiar to him. Ergo, the girlfriend in law enforcement who just so happens to be a Deb lookalike. Two, it amplifies the fact that Dexter could have lived a productive, normal life, even a successful life, because Dexter has many talents. It just so happens he used those talents to become an effective, methodical serial killer. Despite being raised by that nutjob Hannah, Harrison seems relatively unscathed. He is basically an ordinary kid, but one who has endured hardship, suffering, and abandonment. Like his father, Harrison enjoys a good sandwich. Harrison also has a knack for picking locks, and he likewise has artistic talent and also more than a passing interest in drones. In many ways, he is like a chip off the old block, but perhaps the apple fell further from the tree than you might otherwise expect, given he was raised by a couple of killers. So Harrison seems like a fairly normal, down-to-earth teenager. He has taken a liking to Audrey, and he wants answers about his past. Harrison alluded to having an issue with drugs, he confirmed Hannah died of cancer, and he is proven resourceful in tracking down his father. Overall, he seems decent, not like his murderous father. Assuming this trend holds true, which I definitely tend to think it will, then it speaks volumes to how Nutjob Harry was pivotal in transforming Dexter into the monster he has become. This doubles back to the bowling score and what Dexter could have potentially achieved were it not for Harry's tainting influence. The fact is, Harrison has now experienced, in part, the type of life Dexter may have lived had Harry not taken him in. And I think this is an interesting theme that will remain omnipresent throughout the season. With Deb acting as Dexter's new inner monologue, she is often seen scolding and or taunting poor Dexter, all a sign of his inner guilt, not over killing so much as in wanting Harrison back in his life. For entirely selfish reasons. Dexter knows having Harrison in his life puts him at great risk, but Dexter doesn't care, because since losing the white buck, symbolizing his salvation through maintaining his Jim Lindsay routine, he now views Harrison as the key to maintaining the routine.
I need him here. It'll keep me from killing again.
Dexter views Matt Caldwell as a slip-up, a momentary relapse, like a recovering alcoholic clean for 10 years having a one-night bender. Dexter substituted Harrison for the white buck, in large part not unlike, and for many of the same reasons, that he replaced Harry with Deb. But in Dexter's need to focus his energy on something to help drive his new routine, his distraction from his dark passenger, he defeats the entire purpose of the objective he's trying to achieve. And that is the tragedy of Dexter Morgan in this new return. Dexter is blind to the irony. Right now, all of the key pieces are in place for a scenario to play out where Dexter is hunting a murderer and also the target of law enforcement efforts to solve a crime that was committed by Dexter. The missing women posters are connected with the spy cam on the woman in the hotel room. Is that the oil billionaire Edward? On one hand, that feels too convenient, but on the other hand, that would perhaps provide the most challenging target Dexter ever encountered, if it was someone rich and powerful with ample resources. I suppose the closest comparison to someone like that might be Jordan Chase. But surely an oil billionaire would have even greater access to luxuries and resources. But regardless of who the target is, the perpetrator here will almost certainly be Dexter's next target. Then on the other side, we have Matt Caldwell's father. Hey, I recognize him. What's his name?
I know his name.
Ah, it's Clancy Brown, or rather the character of Kurt Caldwell. He is another powerful man with resources at his disposal. Matt warned Dexter that his father would find him, and early impressions indicate Kurt is as determined as advertised. No doubt he will prove to be a pesky adversary for our favorite serial killer. Previews for next week certainly indicate as much. The biggest mystery so far is how does Angela fit in? And I can see this going one of two ways. Either Angela gets caught up in the web of the perp involving the missing women, and Dexter is forced to intervene, but that feels a bit like rehashed territory, and I'm not sure they are going that direction. The more interesting possibility is that Angela might be the one who ultimately brings Dexter down. There would be a certain poetic justice if this new Deb lookalike is the one who ultimately either arrests Dexter or takes him out. Something Deb couldn't do, and something that on some level, Dexter may actually want, especially if his murderous ways do somehow put Harrison in the crossfire. Remember, it did seem that Dexter wanted to meet his own end at the hands of Deb, so if that desire does still linger, and if it has since been amplified by his guilt over the real Deb's demise, then what better substitute for Deb than this new Deb lookalike, Chief Angela Bishop. Just like he substituted Deb in for Harry, and just like he is now substituting Harrison in place of the White Buck, Dexter can find some sense of redemption if he goes down at the hands of his new woman. Dexter did, after all, make a point to note that she does exceptional police work, just like Deb before her. The table is now set. The pieces are mostly in place, and now we get to see how things unfold. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed, and have a wonderful night.
My dad, he is gonna destroy you! And when he finds out what you did to me, he is gonna find you.
Matt's out there. I know it. I'm gonna find him. It's the last thing I do.
I told you the Matt thing was a one-time screw-up.
What the actual fuck do you think you're doing? Harrison's been here one day and you have him in the woods looking for a man you killed?
It's been almost 10 years.
Stick to your routine.
Right. Let's get back to the daily routine.
I need him here. It'll keep me from killing again.
I know he shouldn't be around you.
Around this version of me. Jim Lindsay, he's safe.
You're starting to sound an awful lot like the old Dexter to me.
I'm not.
You are.
If by some goddamn miracle you don't end up killing him, you will sure as shit fuck him up.
You're a good cop. You're a good person. You're not like him.
Put him down!
You're all trampling right now, so please back up.
Shit. Why does my girlfriend have to be such a good cop?
Take it! Take it!
Next to his own severed head. A head which at this time has no name.
I know his name.
Is there any progress on putting up that stop sign over by Lewis's package store? That's an accident waiting to happen.